To make our 10th birthday extra special, Joe and I are joined by two Celtic legends. Simon Donnelly, who made his Paradise debut back in 1993, alongside his captain and ever Kano patron, Tom Boyd. Simon and Tom, thanks very much for joining us.
Problem.
Thank you very much, yeah. What better time to be a Celtic supporter just now than what we've gone through, winning 9 in a row, going for the 10 hopefully next year.
See, sometimes it's hard to say the younger ones have only experienced winning into it, how special these times actually are.
Aye, it's incredible. I mean, me and Boyd obviously went through a real tough period at the club back in the 90s.
So did I, we.
It's amazing.
I know we heard your shout show for the fans.
My kid, I used to just Celtic winning, and I must be the same with a lot of kids out there. They've been so dominant over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, the big disappointment. Sorry, you go.
Sorry, I say, seeing your ears, see, like you were encouraged to interact with the fans. Do you think that the current players are missing out a wee bit, no engaging with the fans so much?
I would say totally. Obviously, we've been brought up, and certainly the early part of our careers at Celtic with Tommy Burns and how the affection he had towards the fans, and how he got the players to interact with the supporters and going to so many functions. I know that's changed now, and there's a far more professional era, and energy is precious for players, and they're strapping their strengths and going to a function to take somebody's hands. But you see them going into a nightclub, they'll be going in there and shaking a lot of people's hands. But it's unfortunately we don't have what we had in our time. But even going further back, all those local lads that won the Lions that won the big cup in 1967, and they were immense. To be able to get a group of players that stuck around and stayed close to the action, they went here, there, everyone, all over the world, but predominantly a lot of people round about, the proximity of Celtic Park. You got to see these guys just about every day. Unfortunately, because of where we are just now, and the climate of buying a lot of foreign players, nothing against them, I'm not having anything, but when they finish their careers, more often than not, they either go back home or they go somewhere else. We don't get that opportunity to really mingle as much. We'll get Simon, myself, and a few of the other lads, the older lads that are still doing the lounges and all that. That's fantastic. That's great to be able to meet supporters, and get the feeling of the club. It's great now. I wouldn't have liked to have been doing this when we were stopping the 9 or the 10 the way back all those years ago. And the build up to that, there'll be a lot of money, but it's just great. It's great to be able to interact with fans, and we wish it would be able to happen more with current players, because we know, you've got a lot of things, and there's a lot of young kids, and they don't know who myself and Simon are. Well, they'll probably know who Simon is, but he's a lot younger than me. But
there's that guy.
You miss out on a lot of.
Do you actually think the players will regret it though when they're older? Or do you think they'll no bother? That's basically what I was getting at. They're going to miss something, aren't they? They're going to miss something. They're going to miss that connectivity sort of thing.
Listen, we still have, and you listen to most supporters, foreign players that have played for us, and they still get that connection. They still have that feeling for the club, and we have so many that still, send us good wishes and whatnot, and congratulations and all the things that we've done and doing. So we have an impact, and I think the impact is obviously coming from the supporters, much like yourself and what you do within the club with the Kano Foundation, the great work that goes on. And there's so much of that on off the football field that our football club is so proud of. But there's a lot that still do like to see how we're going on, and like to see, to take part in well wishes of.
you both are fantastic role models, I think, for the younger clubs coming, the younger players coming through, the younger fans coming through. You know, the soccer academy. Celtic is all about the people, and we're a club built up in working class, and you guys are the homeboys to me. And I'm 20, so unfortunately, I wasn't here to witness the magic when you stopped the 10 and, you know, all these kind of things. I was only 3 when we went to Seville. So when I was first introduced to Simon Donnelly, the very first thing that I thought of when I was old enough was, he reminds me of someone. And then as I grew up, I realised, he reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio. So yeah, it's just you guys seeing Simon and yourself as well, Tom, all the time on Celtic TV and about the parks. It's magical, really. And Celtic it's as, can I ever get my left and right right when I'm on Zoom? As Billy McNeil said, Celtic Football Club is a fairy tale, and you guys live that for me anyway.
It never leaves you, to be honest. I mean, I had 7 fantastic years at Celtic, and I came through assignment when I was 17, and the education I got, you know, playing with guys like Boydie, Paul McStay's, Charlie Nicholas was still at the club. You know, looking back on it, it was the making of me. You know, Tommy Burns coming in, taking me away from playing up front, putting me on the right midfield, giving me different strings to my bow. It was the making of me as a player. So it never leaves you, even when you leave the club, play for other clubs. I went back to Celtic Park with Dunfermline, get a drubbing there, went back as assistant manager with Dundee United, we get a drubbing. But then the last 2 years has been fantastic to go back and work at the park, you know, a small part, albeit at match days, but getting to sit with the Lisbon Lions guys, Bobby Lennox, who was one of my first coaches, working with Boydie, you know, he was showing me the ropes when I first came in. It's been great the last 2 years.
And it's brilliant to see you as well. It's good seeing you about, and you always say to the kids, there was a point, the kids always ask questions, and when we were at the football, the last thing's like, why are those boys sitting behind the goals, the ball boys? And then when Simon's speaking, who's that voice? It's like, well, that is Mr. Simon Donnelly. So it's good, it's brilliant for the kids, you guys been about.
Hey, Joe's talking about the interaction with the fans as well. See that for me, getting back now, you know, you park the car and you're walking into the stadium, the boys are thanking you for stopping the 10, or they want to tell you about their experience, where they were when we stopped the 10. All those stories are fantastic. They're brilliant. It's great to share them. I've done a wee bit on social media over lockdown. People want to give you their wee perspective of different things that happened in your career. It's fantastic to go over that with the fans.
Well, see, when you take the kids in, we see the glow in their faces and how it lights up, what it does to them. You must do that when you're signing a wee boy's shirt or bit of paper, or you must see that coming out of them. Even their parents, because they're standing beside them, do you know what I mean? So that interaction, a lot of the players won't get that at all. I just wonder if they would regret it. That was kind of the way I was thinking about it.
The easiest thing, it's the easiest thing to do. The fact that somebody's still looking for your autograph or wanting a picture with you, and you've been away for the club for 20 years, it's incredible.
I think the thing I think the thing you said there, Joe, is, you know, as a wee kid, that, you know, and I think why means I'm very approachable. I've always been and tried to be interacting with the fans through my time. You know, I've been growing up with the club, and as a wee kid, although many years ago, I remember what it was like seeing a Jimmy Johnson drive by in a car by your house and all that. And this is young players being able to get a hold of the autograph, and something I was never able to do all those years ago as a kid. So I know how that feels, and how as a supporting club, and we get that. So, you know, it's to sign a little bit of paper for not some kid that makes somebody happy, or a wee modern days, it's a photograph or a video now or stuff like, you know, that we're doing, you know. So yeah, it's great, and it's great interaction. And it bodes well for the supporters. It can make some of them happy. Though when you do, Joe, all the ones you bring in, all these wee kids, you go, who is that up there, that old guy? That's what I'm getting now, you know. Who is that old guy up there, you know?
We get that now as well. After 10 years.
There's a fantastic video of our patron Scott Brown, and there was a young girl that came to the football. Her name was Neve, and she was holding up a banner saying, "Scott Brown, can I have your jersey?" and when you see us at the end, we're almost like the mini Green Brigade. We're all down. It's the Green Brigade, and then it's the mini Green Brigade, the Kano Foundation, and we were all shouting, "Scott, you need to bring us this." And Neve, we were all shouting Neve because he was coming over. Neve turned around and then turned back, and there he was, handing her his captain armband, and her face was a picture.
And the thing, going back on that, you see that, and that's so great just now in the modern era when you see Scott Brown. Everybody just want to give a strip away to your kids. You got to remember the kit men that we had all the years ago, Neely Mockin and John Clark, the two tightest guys in the world. I think we get one strip for the whole season. Right? No more. You get it. You get your one strip at the end of the season. That was it. Everyone had to go back, right? And that was the problem. Probably how we'd have loved to have been able to do that. Couldn't afford it away back in our day as well. But that's
I know.
But yeah, absolutely. A different style.
Doing the lap of honour and handing the jersey over to the kid. It's brilliant. But as you say, boys, back in the day,
we get charged for it.
Bath would have been down on us like a ton of bricks, nearly mocking too, if we were given anything.
They get charged for it now, but they can afford it these days.
Aye, they can afford it now, aye. See, taking it by the club, how many in a row do you think we can do? This is 9. How many do you think we can do?
Yeah, if we keep continuing onward, it could be endless, if we run right and keep continuing and make very good signings, which we've done along the way. We've sold players at the right times when the market value's been high, and it's afforded us to go and try and buy a little bit. We're having to pay a little bit more, as we've done for Edward, to get some quality. But we're in the process now. We can afford to do that now because of how we've been run. And this breeds success. It's absolutely amazing, stunning actually, where we are as a club, to be able to say that we're now, dependent how this season finishes, going for a quadruple treble. When a way back when me and Simon won the cup in 1995, it was our first trophy for 6 years. So we've got to really appreciate where we are just now, and it's not taking things for granted and saying where are we going to be and how many can we get again. That certainly won't happen on the football field with the players and all that. And the thing is, as supporters, we can brag and see what we've got just now, and from a position of strength, because of where we think we are. We're a dominant team. We're very well run. We're not overspending our money and causing a lot of problems. So we're making sure that we're run right, and the role model can see us doing that for a right few years now.
Yeah.
Simon, you give me a number. I'm going for 14. I'm on 14 and 15. I'm going for
a number. I'm a politician there, and you're wanting a number.
14, 15 would do me.
Aye, that's what we'll call it quits then. We'll think about it then, right?
Is the cups, if you have an off day in the cup, and the league kind of levels itself out with your performances, but cups, we've been at the wrong end of cup upsets over the years, so to win the cups as well, it's incredible for the consistency that this team has found. And even when they've been questioned at times, where the last 2 years at the turn of the year, it's been quite close, they've just motored away. They've came back after the winter break and motored away with it. So it's an incredible achievement.
There's a young girl that sits in our section, and she turned around to us and she said, "Do you know, as long as I've been coming to Celtic Park, we've never ever get beat. So see, as long as I keep coming, we'll keep winning."
It's so simple.
It's a good record to have.
Oh, 100%. 10 years at the Kano and coming up for 10 in a row.
Yeah.
We should ask you at the Kano, how long is it going to be? How long is the Kano going to go on hopefully forever? And then Celtic will keep winning this forever, yeah.
We're back to the Kano. Tom, you've been a patron basically for the start. Been to all the events. Simon, I heard you played golf. I've never seen you right enough. But Tom obviously knows about us. How did you hear about us, Simon? How did you find out about us?
I think just from being around the club, I was aware of the Celtic Foundation doing stuff, and then I must have came across you guys, whether it was somebody at the club or on social media. And And then obviously I got to meet Erin through, it was something that Scott Brown did for us, and I didn't want him doing it for nothing. You know, I wanted, and he says, no, I don't want to take anything. And I didn't want to abuse his status. So I says, well, choose a charity and we'll donate, we'll kindly donate. So it was you guys that he chose. I met Erin that night. Forget what game it was. Can you remember?
It was Copenhagen, and it was raining, and we get beat, and I had to carry home this big, massive check. And honestly, it made my night. Everybody's doing and going. Everyone's coming up to me going, "Did you win the win song?"
I should have brought that up. That
no, it was brilliant. Had a couple of cries that night, so I did.
I'm also aware of the kids. From our position, I can see where the kids sit. And I think Erin's contacted me a couple of times to get round, but just with the timing and when we go on air with Celtic TV, I've not been able to do it yet. But it'd be nice to come round at some point when we get back normality and meet the kids, because it's a great thing that you guys are doing.
It's actually fantastic being in amongst it as well, because as I said earlier on, it's the reaction you get to the kids, do you know what I mean? It's just brilliant. It's basically why we do it. So we put up with all the arguments and all the fighting and all the hassle, because that makes it special, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My very first game with the Kano Foundation, a young girl asked me a question. She asked, how is the game filmed? So she goes, oh, look, it's a drone. A drone's filming the game. And I had about 30 kids around me pointing to the sky going, look, it's a drone. And I'm like, no, it's not a drone. But that's the magic of Celtic Park for these young kids. It's really, there's one word and it's special.
Yeah.